right, guys, I'm so excited today. Thank you so much for joining us. We have the amazing Camilo Rodriguez. Say hi, Camilo.
Hello, Sarah. How are you doing? How's everybody doing?
We're good, very good. Guys, we love cameras on. This is participatory, engaging. This session is for you. So ask any questions you have. No such thing as any question too small. And Camilo, welcome, welcome, welcome. You've got quite the career behind you, quite the experience, and he is now a franchise owner. He owns Mortgages Lab with Mortgage Architects, and he's also, fun fact, the former president of CMBA-BC, so the Canadian Mortgage Broker Association of British Columbia. So if you were a member couple years ago, you might have seen Camilo or worked with him before, seen him out at events. I think you're still very good at attending in-person events, right?
You betcha. You betcha. Yes.
And his signature, you can find him always wearing, most of the time, his lab coat
My
there.
lab coat.
He's literally the hardest person to miss at events because he's usually always wearing his Mortgages Lab coat. So guys, make sure you say hi to him if you ever see him around. I'm really excited to hand the reins over to him for this awesome session because he really, really specializes in coaching and training agents to get to that next step. So from that 5 to 10 million, that 10 to 20 million, and he's going to take some of his long-earned insight today and fill us in a little bit. So Camilo, without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Sarah, thank you very much. What a nice introduction. Thank you very much for being so kind. I love being here. Those of you who know me, you know that I love to train and help brokers or agents anytime that I can. And I
think
really
you have
want
what, Camilo, how many agents do you have on your team now again?
60, about 60.
About 60, yeah. So he's got no lack of responsibility when it comes to training. He's got tons of experience. I know some of his agents are on the line here today, which is really nice to see. Sorry for the interruption.
No. That's perfect. And I actually thank you because that leads me into one thought that came to my mind, which relates exactly of doubling your income. Um, in order to achieve anything, like for example, if you guys think or put yourself in my shoes, I have 60 agents. So let's say every agent had 2 questions per day. Okay, that'll be 120 questions that somehow will get to me. Okay, if I don't have a system that I thought about to solve that problem, I wouldn't be laughing right now. I wouldn't be happy today. Okay. The reason, if you guys want to double your volume, you have to create a system. If it's not something that is systematic, it will not happen. Okay. And basically, what I'm going to lay it out right now, it's a system that I have in order to, I cannot guarantee that you guys are going to double your income. Maybe in some instances I do guarantee, but today I'm not going to guarantee, but I'm going to tell you that if you follow this, the probability that you're going to double your volume is going to be very high. Now, in saying that, I'm talking about people who are in the 5 to 10 million range that are going to double. So 15 to 20 million. Okay. Because if you have a person who's doing 50 million to double their income, is a totally different mindset and totally different set of skill sets and tools. Okay. By the way, Sarah, how much time do I have? Because I want to make sure that depending on how much time, I'm going to go faster or slower in some of the.
Yeah, try to keep it under an hour for sure,
Okay,
45
lovely.
minutes-ish.
Okay, lovely. So I'm going to try to make this interactive, and I know a lot of the cameras are off, but if you want to make me happy and add value to me, turn on your camera because it's very good to talk to people, not to talk to black squares. Lovely. Thank you, guys. Love it. Love it. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna go to the jugular, to the tough questions first. What is the #1 responsibility of a mortgage broker? Can anybody tell me, or post in the comments or tell me? Just one. What is you are hired as a mortgage broker? What do you have to do? Just one thing. The most important one. Anybody? Come on, guys. We all know what it is. Don't be shy.
Tell everyone.
Hello, Stefan.
Hello. Tell
What is
everyone.
tell everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting there. Stefan, thank you. Marcia says secure financing. Very good. Who else wants to say something? I like it.
Find
Yes,
out what your client needs. Listen to your
find
client.
out what the client needs. Okay. Provide unbiased financing advice. Okay. I love that, Deepak. Gerald, financing. Okay, we're getting there. Tell the client you're working for them. Customer service, help. All of them are correct. Add value. Beautiful. I love it. I'm going to go very direct. So those of you who know me, I could be very polite, which is the Camilo side, but I could be very direct, which is Mr. Rodriguez side. So I'm going to go Mr. Rodriguez. The number one job of a mortgage broker is, and you may want to write this down, to fund mortgages. If you do not fund mortgages, you are not doing your job. I'm just going to be in your face a little bit, and then we're going to unpack all the things that we need. You need to fund mortgages because
I
let's
knew it
say,
was gonna
even
be
though,
like something super simple.
right, Sarah? Because
Yeah.
if we go and we generate Vikram, I love Vikram. All of these are correct. If we generate business, but we don't fund mortgages, are we doing our job? No. Why do we lenders, and just go back to the lenders, why do the lenders pay us to fund mortgages? Okay, we need to add value in order to fund mortgages. We have to help in order to fund mortgages. We have to have good customer service. But perhaps let's say your customer service is not up to par and you keep funding mortgages. Are you doing your job? Yes. Financing, as long as yes, you're out, as long as you're funding mortgages. Deepak, provide unbiased financing advice. Yes, as long as you're funding mortgages. Let's say you don't provide advice and you fund mortgages. Are you doing your job? I think you're doing it. Okay. Of course, I just want to get to the meat of it, because let's say we provide unbiased financing advice. I'm just going to pick on Deepak, but we don't fund mortgages. What's going to happen? You're going to leave the industry. You have great customer service. Camilo, can have the best customer service, and I don't fund any mortgages. Am I doing my job? I might be licensed. I might be with a brokerage. I might be, I have studied this and might be in the profession of, but I'm not doing my job. Okay. Are we okay with that? Are we okay with this? Because I want to lay out the framework. Now, as a mortgage broker, you do have to do a lot of things. You have to do marketing. You have to do sales. You have to know your products. You have to know underwriting. There's so many things that you have to focus on. But because the topic of today is to fund or to double your volume, you just need to focus on one thing. And that was a mistake that I made. That's what I am telling you. Don't make my mistake. And that was my mistake in years 1 to 3, is that I was not doing what I'm going to tell you to do. I was not selling. Now, selling may have a bad connotation. For me, it has the best connotation, because the people that I sometimes look up the most are the best salesmen. If you want to look at the head of state of any country, he's a salesman. He's selling the country. He's selling politics. CEOs of companies are the best salesmen. Teachers are salesmen. Everybody's selling your time, your expertise. They're selling something. And if you want to have a different, because a lot of people have negative connotation, a positive connotation to sales is you add value so much to a person that they want to give you money in return. So if I add so much value to somebody that they want to say, hey, Camilo, how can I pay you? Then you know that you're getting there. Okay. But because your number one job is to fund mortgages, your number one activity needs to be sales. And there's no way to dress code this. You have to sell. If you don't become very good at marketing and sales, you will not increase your volume. It has nothing to do with underwriting. It has nothing to do with anything else but marketing and sales. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you, let's say we have maybe 30 people on this call. Okay. You guys know the 80-20 rule. And because I'm trying to help you guys, I'm going to tell you the truth. 80% of you may come to this presentation, but will not do anything about it. If you don't do anything about what I'm going to tell you, nothing is going to happen. Perhaps in the best 20% of you are going to take this presentation, rewatch it, and say, okay, maybe this old bald guy has something to say because of his experience or whatever. Maybe I'm going to listen to him and maybe I'm going to change something. So if you guys don't change what you're not doing, you're not going to double your income. It's impossible that you keep doing the same thing that you're doing today and double your income. It's impossible. So by default, you need to change what you're doing. By default, you need to change. And the reason why change is difficult is because it consumes energy. And human beings, our mind and our system is designed to preserve energy. But in order to change, you need to think, you need to do something different that are not a habit, that consume more energy, and that's where the friction becomes. Right? So in order to double your income, you have to change. Whatever you're doing, you have to change. If you keep doing it, why didn't the income double already? Why didn't the income double already? If you're doing the same activities, you should have doubled your income already. You should not be in this meeting. Okay. Again, this is Mr. Rodriguez. I can bring the lighter version, but not today. I'll bring in another presentation. Okay, great. So basically you have to do uncomfortable things. That's the bottom of it. You have to do uncomfortable things that inside feel uncomfortable. And the reason why I know this is because every time I do uncomfortable things, and I'll give you two examples of my own examples, my income goes like this as a mortgage broker. Poof. Give you example number one. I started going to pre-sales. This was a few bucks. At that time, in my brokerage, I had a product where I can have extended rate holds. But I started going to pre-sales. I am in the Vancouver area in the Langley, Surrey market. So I made a plan for myself where I listed all the pre-sales, all the buildings that were building sites. Okay. And I had like 20 to 30. And my job for the next 4 months was to go to every single site every week. So I visited 20 to 30 sites every week for 4 months. I'll
Wow,
tell you what
that's a lot.
happens.
That's a lot.
And this is advice number one. You have to increase your numbers, guys. If you don't increase your numbers, you will not get to double your income. You have, but it's possible. It's very easy. What happens is very uncomfortable. So I'll tell you what happened. The first week, after I made my plan, the first week I didn't want to go. Already, I didn't want to go. But I said, okay, Camilo, I forced myself and I started going. And you introduce yourself, you give your card, whatever, you talk to the salesperson, and some of them, they don't like you, some of them, they do, whatever. And I went to my round. Second week, tougher. So I decided to bring coffee. Okay, so I bought coffee and went to all the sites all over again. Oh, but okay, you came here. Some of them start telling me you don't have to come here every time. We already have your contact details. Third week, do you guys know where I'm going? Do you think it was uncomfortable? I still remember today, it was on my third week. I go to a site. The guy, the sales manager, looks at me and he goes, how do you think I felt?
Shy, nervous, scared.
No, like shit. He goes like, this guy again. And then he didn't know what to do. He kind of hid, and then he came back, and I didn't know what to go. And he calls me and say, hey, Camilo, come over here. And I said, yeah, what's going to say? Hey, I'm going to tell you one thing. You're not going to get business from me. I just want to be upfront with you. I want to save you some time. You're not going to get business from me. My best friend, it's a mortgage broker. I've been dealing with him for 20 years.
Yeah.
He does everything for me. He's my best friend. And I said, hey, I totally respect that. I am as loyal as you are. I really like it. This is my job. So that's what I came. Oh, I understand, Camilo. No need to come back. Whatever, right? So I left and I was feeling really down, to be honest with you. Fourth week, do I go or I don't go to that site? Please raise your hand if you think I should go to that site. Okay, we have 4 people.
Definitely.
You guys are brave. You guys are brave. He already told me 3 times, no business. He already told me his best business. So why should I go to a place where they have their, why? But I said to myself, I'm going to go to all the sites for at least 4 months and see what happens. So I went there. And then when in all these sites, I have in every single one, different feelings of rejection. Different feelings of rejection, guys. When I went to that one, again, he was shocked. Like he looked at me like, what the fuck? What is this guy doing here? And then he reflected for a second and he didn't say anything. 5th time I go there again, he calls me, Camilo, come. And I said, I was scared. What is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? And he takes a piece of paper, writes down a name, email, and phone number and says, call this guy. He needs a mortgage. He just wrote a contract yesterday. And I am in shock. And I think I'm not as good salesman because I said, but you told me that you were not going to give me any business. That's what my response to him. And he said, Camilo, you make me remember when I was your age. I was as driven as you are. You're going to get to a lot of places, he told me. And this is my way to acknowledge that you're doing good stuff. He said that. But this is the only one because my best friend is going to kill me if he knows that I gave you a lead. And I said, no worries. And I funded that mortgage.
Nice.
And because of that, after 4 months, my volume started to like really go up. There was a month where I funded like 15 mortgages in a month. Okay, but it was later because of the amount of activity, and then I started sending them feature sheets and everything is skyrocketed, but just kept doing the same activity for many months in that regard. Okay. Second example. I did another list. So I suggest that you guys do lists and all of these, and we'll talk about another topic, which is who to target, but I decided to go after business owners. So again, in my market, I made a list, didn't know anybody of them. This one, I used something that I was familiar with, and you can copy the tactic if you speak another language, or if you have some sort of hobby, which we all have. What I did was I took a list of all the business owners who spoke Spanish in the Vancouver area, about 500, 400 or something. And then every day I decided to call 5 of them. Didn't know any single one of them. I don't like cold calling. I've never done cold calling because for me, cold calling is when there is not a reason for the call. But I had a potent reason, and I'll tell you what and you can copy this, and I hope you copy this. I would call them and I would say, hey, Sarah, let's say Sarah is a hairdresser. Hey, Sarah, this is Camilo. I'm a mortgage broker. I got your number from, and I listed the list. There's a list of Spanish business owners. Oh, yeah, I remember that list. They all knew the list. Do you have a couple of minutes? Yeah, what's up? I say, hey, I'm not in the market for hair, of course, I'm not in the market for that, but I would say, Sarah, the reason for my call is because I'm talking every day with a lot of Spanish business owners, which was the truth because I was calling all of them. And it occurred to me that I can, every time I talk to them, some of them they may wanna say, hey, I'm looking for a hairdresser, whatever. And if I know you, I may be able to send some client your way. Would you be open to that? And she said, of course. I said, great. And by the same token, if you know anybody who has a mortgage broker, I love to see if we can reciprocate. So yeah, Camilo, yeah, perfect. And I say, okay, so I like to meet you if that's okay. Could I come and visit you sometime in the next week or so? Just for 10 minutes, I'll give you my card. Give me your card. We'll know each other 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and that's it. So sure, when do you want to come? Tuesday at 3, Friday at 5, Monday at 4. And I did that for many months. And until I finish my list. You have to start and you have to finish your project, your marketing project. What happens? Week 2, that was pretty quick. The first one, I didn't receive any referrals until possibly 3 weeks down the road. In this one, second week, so-and-so that I had met, hey, I remember he was a car dealership or something. Hey, Camilo, I got your name from so-and-so. He said that he knows you from the car dealership, blah, 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 that you guys met. Yes, I'm looking for a mortgage. Oh, great. Yeah, I'll help you. Start the process. All marketing and sales activity, and all of them, every day I was meeting new people, every single day. And then I'll tell you how my system works, but you need to start doing that every day. If you guys are not meeting new people every day, my apologies, you will not double your income. You will be part of the 80% that do nothing and will not be able to double your income. Okay. By the way, questions anytime. If you guys have any questions, feel free to just, this is a conversation. Okay. I just laid out what I've been doing. So we know what the job of a mortgage broker is, to fund mortgages. We know what the problem is. Marketing and sales is not underwriting. You don't have to do a lot of learning or anything. It's all about marketing and sales. We know why you will not do it, because it requires a lot of energy and emotional strength. Emotional strength. So that is super uncomfortable. But that's why this is so profitable, because it's easy. It's not easy to do. If it's easy, the money will fade away. Nobody will pay you big bucks. Nobody will pay you big bucks if this is easy. And what is hard here is not to calculate the ratios. It's not to call the BDM and say, can you do this deal? That's not hard. What is hard is to deal with the emotional pain to go through a sales process. That's what is and it will never change. That pain will never change. And as long as you can sustain that pain, you will make lots of money. Okay, because this trend is about doubling your volume. Okay, great. Now, not all leads, or which I call opportunities, I don't call them leads, I call them opportunities, are created equal. So I'm gonna give you super fast which are your most valuable opportunities, second best, and last. Okay, but you need to work with the 3 of them, because now you need to start creating those lists and start connecting with them. Okay, in different ways. The most valuable ones, existing clients, because you don't have to sell them anymore. They were already sold, and because they don't want to go through the pain of finding another person all over again. Unless you screw it up, it's easier for them to deal with you than with anybody else, because they already trust you. So you should be contacting, and we all know this from these sessions, you should be contacting at least once or twice all the people that you have done mortgages with per year. Okay, and I would say a combination of maybe a phone call or a text, and maybe old-fashioned mail, things like that. Okay, those are the most valuable. leads, because when you get a lead for that, the closing ratio is very high. Okay.
It really
Versus, let's
helps
say,
there too. Yeah, Camilo, just to comment on that. It really helps if you have a CRM system in place so that this is not all manual. Like there's way too much room for human error, or if we're trying to manually set, calendar reminders or something, it's never going to happen, and it's never going to be as good as you want it to be. But if you're using a CRM system, AI kind of, you can offload a lot of that and free up some brain space. So, we have the Velocity CRM where you can set drip campaigns to go out and writing them the maturity dates, even happy birthday text messages, things like that. And there's lots of other CRM systems out there too. But if you're not, I think the statistics are like only 50% or something of brokers are using one, which I find shocking, because the amount of high touch business and, exactly what you're speaking about, relationship building that it can help with is just, absolutely substantial.
100%. It's a must. And even even today, if you a lot of people think it's daunting, because even though right now, even choosing right CRM is a daunting process, because there's so much options right now.
Right. Yeah.
So just start with, like I did, and it still works, Excel. Just type if you cannot, or Velocity, or the one that you like to use, but start using one right away. Second one, best, referral sources. Okay, so whoever is sending you files, keep them happy, invite them for lunch, build a relationship with them, because you want to reduce the risk for them to send you a referral. And that's through connection, human connection. Okay, and feedback from your clients that they refer them that the experience was good. Okay?
Yeah,
It's risky.
definitely.
It's
That's a
risky
big one
to send a
too.
referral.
And
It's
try to keep
risky.
track too of the successful ones and whatnot, because at the end of the year, it's really nice if you can thank them for, together we, did 10 purchases, or whatever it may be. And you can also, I've seen where some agents have done, maybe it's at their holiday party, or it's just to send out, they'll be like, you are a gold referral partner, you're a diamond, you're a platinum, based off of the referral numbers. And based off of that, they that kind of determines the kind of gifting that they give during holiday season, or like nice bottle of wine, or even something simple. Like these things really go over super well, and people love to celebrate accomplishments. So definitely tapping into that, I think it kind of gives them some incentive too to want to continue that relationship with you.
100%. And in saying that, because I'm laid out a bunch of things that you need to do, like the CRM, like maybe some sort of like Sarah is saying, some sort of gift or something that you're gonna reward them with. I always start any project with the easiest way that you can do it. Just do it. Look at software. Software never ends up with the best version from the beginning. They just do a very dumb version, and you start doing it, and then you get feedback, and you improve it, and then you improve it, and then you improve it, and then after all, you have a pretty good system for sales and marketing. Okay, but start with the easiest, because if you make it too complex, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're not gonna do it. It's gotta be super simple. Okay, so again, first, existing clients. Second, referral sources. Okay, and third one, new prospects. Okay, but the money is in the new prospects, by the way, or the new referral sources. That's where you're gonna double your income. If you're gonna try to push your existing clients and everybody else to send you more business, it's tough. You need to get new people. And by the way, the market is humongous. The market is humongous. Okay. Now, number 3. This is a tough topic. Time. Do we have time to do this? Do we have time? So I'm going to ask everybody a question. Are you guys busy, or are you guys like have 5-6 hours to spare around every day? Everybody's busy? Everybody's busy. Okay. What about if I told you I can guarantee you that you're going to fund a $5 million mortgage today? Do you have the next 8 hours to proceed with that deal? Does everybody have time? Who does not have time for a $5 million mortgage that is guaranteed to fund that you're going to earn a commission. Oh, so now everybody has time, but you said that you didn't have time. So I like that, Gerald. Write comments, guys. You make time. So it's not about having time or not. It's about priorities. So if you want to double your income, you need to make it a priority. If you don't make it a priority, it's not going to happen. Sometimes, hopefully you guys are not thinking I'm going to give you something like really like high tech. Most of the solutions of the problems are super easy, is that we don't implement them. You
Simple,
need to
yeah.
make it your priority. If you don't make it your priority, I can come here next year and I say how to quadruple your income. It's not going to happen. And my training is going to be worthless. You need to make it a priority. So how do you make it a priority? I'm going to share. Can I share my screen?
You should be able to here. Hold on, I'll make you a co-host. There you go.
I'm blocking. I'm going to use this. Okay. I'm going to try share my screen here. Continue. Yes, my desktop. I'm going to go here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go. Sorry, I have two monitors here. So let me put here. There you go. Okay. There you go. So are you guys seeing my screen? Do you see a calendar?
Yes, we are good.
Okay, so this is my sample calendar on time blocking. And I have trainings on all these things, which are more in depth because I'm going to give you just a 2-minute version. And if you want copies of my trainings, I'll just DM me or whatever, and I'll send them a copy. Okay, so basically this is it. I'll give you a sample day. And let's say on Tuesdays, I use 8 to 9 to learn. I review emails or files, whatever, from 9 to 10. And I do nothing except prospecting from 10 to 12. So this is when I do my calls or I go to the sites or go whatever. If I get a client appointment, if I get a client call, I take the call and say, I'm going to use Sarah again. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Camilo, I got your referral. I need a mortgage. Sarah, amazing. I would love to work with you, and I really like working with that realtor that referred me to you. I am in the middle of something. Can I call you? And if you see my green, I just do prospecting. Can I call you at 2:30 or 3 p.m. today, and we'll start with everything?
Yeah, of course. No one's going to say no to that. Time blocking is one of the most powerful tools that, there are a lot of books written by CEOs, etc. And this is like probably the most common theme that comes out from them, prioritizing and time blocking.
Lovely. So, but the importance of time blocking is that you don't read emails. You don't look at Facebook. It's all about the thing that you don't do. You don't talk to anybody except for mortgages, except for prospecting. 10 to 12, nothing. Then I have a quick lunch, and then from 12:30 to 2:30, I don't talk to anybody. Let's say I have a presentation or a webinar. Tell the person, is it recorded? Because I cannot do it at that time. And then you watch the recording, but you don't go to that webinar. We are overloaded with information. And because we are paying attention to all that, we are becoming very non-productive. That's why we're not funding mortgages. So if you see here, I made it a priority that let's say I work only 8 hours a day. Out of 8 hours, 2 plus 2 is 4 per day. Only are worked on prospecting, on talking to existing people, referral relationship or referral sources, and new clients. I don't do anything else on those 4 hours. I see everybody is quiet. Anybody has anything to say on this topic? Now look at my calendar. At 3 p.m., I start working on submitting files, solving problems, and I can do this for 3 hours, 4 hours. even later. Let's say I got really busy. Well, I put my kids to bed and maybe at night I submit that file. But then I protect these 8 hours, 4 hours per day. So I only do prospecting new business, sales that are going to guarantee doubling my income. That activity, that green space there is the activity that's going to guarantee, if you do it, of course. If you don't do anything, well, but if you do it, then it will bring the probabilities to your favor. It's like buying the lottery. Right now, you're buying a lot of tickets. You're going to win the lottery. You're buying a lot of tickets versus buying one ticket every 10 years like Camilo does. He will never win the lottery, right? So guys, this is it. Now, and I also have some other organizations. For example, on Mondays, I devote my day in those prospecting times to call realtors. On Tuesday, financial planners. On Thursdays, accountants. On Thursdays, insurance agents. And on Friday, centers of influence. And this is going to wrap up with another tool that I'm going to give you very soon, is how to get 5 referrals from every file that you do. Okay, that's what I can do this. And if you see on red, this is also a tool that I use. On Mondays, I also follow up on all my leads. So people that I've talked to, that I've submitted documents and they haven't sent me the documents back. On Tuesday, I follow up on all the pre-approvals that I have in my system. On Wednesday, I follow up on all the live files. In fact, this has been upgraded. Live files, I update daily. On Thursdays, I forgot what MBC stands for. Anyways, mortgage broker complete files, because I've lost files where are mortgage complete because I don't follow up and closing is in 8 weeks, and then clients got another referral and I start another process. So I follow up weekly with all of them to make sure that that never happens, and I can address any concerns if there's any issues. And on Fridays, I follow up on funded files and make sure that I got paid my commissions. Okay, so as simple as this. That's called time blocking. Okay. Now, my next tool, super important tool. Give me 1 second because I need to do something here. There you go. And I need to go and open this. My tracker. This is it. Sorry about this, guys. Are you looking at my tracker? And I can give you copies of my tracker as well. Okay. Maybe I can make it a little bit bigger. There you go.
That's better, yeah.
That's better. Okay. So this is my tracker. So I track, and this is a full-blown tracker. Look what I track. All the leads per day. So imagine if, and this is accountability to yourself. Imagine if I have new leads on Monday, 0, Tuesday, 0, Wednesday, 0. That's telling me that I'm not doing my job. Maybe I don't need 4 hours per day of marketing and sales. Maybe I need 6 or 7, because this should have my maximum production while doing my brokerage as well. My own personal has been 50 million. Okay, to do 50 million, when I show you this tracker, I'm receiving maybe two a day. 2 new people who are looking for a mortgage a day. Two. So I got 10, and I'm funding, on average, funded here 2 per week. That's 100 files a year. That's a volume, depending on your province, of about 50 million. But in order for this to fund, you need to receive possibly 3 times more here, minimum. Hopefully more. And because if I receive 10, a lot of files don't happen because of the RBCs of the world, because of rate shopping, because the client didn't want to proceed. They changed their mind. They name all your excuses, list them, and then when you have all the excuses, you go, okay, but some of them will fund. So I need to make sure that I have enough pipeline. This is a pipeline: leads, pre-approvals, live, mortgage broker complete, and funded. So every day I just track them. And you need to have 2, minimum 1 a day. And then if you do one a day, you'll fund one mortgage a week, which is 50 deals a year, which more than double your volume. More than double your volume. Okay. What else do I found the leads, the target, the volume. I also track how many people have I met face to face. Okay. I know that there's a lot of people that say, well, you don't need to anymore. And I agree with them. Maybe you don't need to as often because video will make things more efficient, but still meeting, maybe not your clients, all your clients, but still meeting your top referral sources once a year or once every 6 months. Pretty good idea. Pretty good idea because those people are sending you 4 to 8 deals a year. Okay, so I would make time and like Sarah said, maybe send them a gift or invite them to a nice restaurant with their wife and my wife. Okay, and make it a social event. And these are the phone calls when I do, for example, the second example that I gave you and I talk to business owners, okay? Or when you're talking to your existing clients, you need to measure. So let's see how many calls I did this week with leads, with referral partners, with past clients, with current clients. You need to know how many calls you've done. I also check my professional learning, that's sharpen the saw. We all have to become better brokers, but remember to double your income has nothing to do about learning more lenders or underwriting guidelines. It has to do more about activity and new people that you're talking to. I also check this, but also limit this because you guys know that the algorithm, you start looking at something that you thought it was important for your business, and 45 minutes later, you're still watching other stuff that is non-related, and you just lost 45 minutes of your life. Okay, handwritten cards that you're sending, thank yous. Track how many mortgage renewals from that mortgages that you didn't do are you adding to your database? And I keep track of how many hours prospected. When I started using this, I'll be honest with you, I was shocked because I was not prospecting more than 2 hours a week. That's why my volume was low. When I start tracking this, I don't think I ever get to 4 hours a week because I got too busy and I couldn't keep the 4 hours a week prospecting time, okay? So we talk about time blocking and tracker. If you want a copy of this, I'll be super happy to send you a copy. If you want a copy of my training about time blocking, I'll be super happy to do so. We have new messages and I'm gonna go to my next tool. Gail, yes, what I'm gonna do is just to make it easy for me, give me 1 second, I'm gonna post here in the comments. That's my Instagram account. DM me, say copy of trainings or whatever you want to DM me, and I'll send you a copy of everything that we saw here. We're seeing here. Okay. Next one, I love this one. I've got another training called 5 referrals per file strategy. Let me just so for every file that you guys do, let me just share again my screen. This one, come on, share. Okay. So let me just go here. Oh, there's something going on here. 1 second. There you go. Okay, you guys watching my screen, right? I've got a training here on how to get 5 referrals per file. By the way, you don't even have to ask for referrals. You should be asking for referrals, but this strategy, you don't have to ask for referrals, actually. So let's say on a typical purchase transaction, do you have a possibility that you're asking your clients to get you copies of tax returns or notice of assessments or something? I always ask my clients, send them to me, but if I have a question, can I get a copy of your accountant? And they send me the copy of like their contact details of the accountant, okay? So what do I do after the file closes? I call the accountant and I say, let's say Tom is the accountant. I say, hey, Tom, we have a common client, so and so. Oh, yeah, I just saw your email. She copied me. You didn't contact me, whatever. So, yeah, I didn't because the documentation that I got from her was enough. By the way, are you okay if we refer business back and forth? Are you open to that? Let's see if we can help each other out. Whatever your spiel is after that. But I have a conversation with an accountant. It's not a cold call, guys. You were pre-introduced already. Also a bookkeeper out. Sometimes I get referred to bookkeepers, similar to accountants. Is it a possibility that you get financial statements from a financial planner where you says on top, John Smith financial planner with Edward Jones, whatever. I receive the statements. I don't even tell the client. You could if you want to. There's nothing wrong with that. I call John Smith, CFP. Hey, John Smith, we have a mutual, I emailed them. We have a mutual client. I got, he was pretty happy with you. He sent me your statement. You have your RSPs, investment accounts, whatever it is. Are you working on referral relationships? Is it worthwhile for us to talk? Second call. Even the financial advisor of the bank, you'll be surprised. People who produce financial statements at the bank. The guy who does the mortgage, the RSPs, the TFSAs, that guy, I contact him. Hey, this is the mortgage broker I did. Oh yeah, well, they should have done it with TD. I know. I also work with TD. They're pretty good. I love them, but for this client, it was a better fit, whatever. Hey, is it okay for us if we refer business? Can you do that? You'll be amazed. I've been referred by people at the bank because I placed these calls, even by branch managers. Some of my best referral sources were branch managers. Okay. Guys, every purchase has a listing realtor. If you did your job, they remove subjects because otherwise they cannot purchase the property. I call their listing realtor. Hey, Mr. Realtor. And I joke. I'll tell you how I joke. Well, hey, I emailed them. Congratulations on selling 123 Main Street in Toronto, in Mississauga, in whatever. Or I called them. Hey, how do you know that? Well, let me ask, before I answer that, let me ask you a question. When you were listing the property and you had the other realtor on the buyer side, did they remove subjects on time? Oh, yeah, they did. Oh, their mortgage broker must have been amazing. And they start laughing. And then they realize, oh, were you the mortgage broker? Yeah, of course I was. It's proof in the pudding. I just told him that I'm competent at what I did. Hey, by the way, are you working with someone? Yeah, I'm working with someone. Okay, do you wanna have a quick chat and maybe I'll show you my presentation? Oh, yeah, I'm always open. Boom. Listing realtor. If you didn't get the referral from the buyer's realtor, that's a no-brainer. You're contacting with them anyways. You're connecting with them. You should follow up after the mortgage funds to congratulate that person, go for coffee, do a video meeting, do a presentation with the buyer realtor. We have right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 referrals. If you don't ask for it, ask your appraisers. Nobody asks appraisers for deals. They're sending their 2 transactions a year to someone. Become friends with them. Maybe you are that person. Inspector, the property inspector. How many of you have? It's very easy to say, hey, how did the inspection go to your client? Oh, it went really well. How was the inspector? Pretty good. What was his name? Google him. And then I called the inspector. Hey, buddy, just want to let you know I'm the mortgage broker working on the file. We had a common client. You inspected that property. They were really happy with you. Oh, I'm glad to hear. Hey, by the way, let's chit chat. Can we work on referrals? Insurance agent. Do they have an insurance agent? Maybe you're guiding them through who play the property insurance. If not, they have an insurance agent. Hey, who was your insurance agent? Is he any good? Can I talk to him? Super simple. Car dealership. This is pushing it. Sometimes you may want to ask him this. debt consolidation company, and even the lottery. Do you think the lawyers and notaries that you guys are dealing with send their business someplace? There. If it's not you, it's another mortgage broker that is doing this. So you have, out of these 10, you are at least 5 you can get that you can call and develop those relationships. Been talking a lot. Time for me to have a drink and answer feedback questions. How do you navigate referring clients to so many of the same industry professionals?
Yeah.
Marcia, how do you navigate referring clients to so many of the same industry? Also, so you're saying when you have a client, you want to refer them out?
Well, I think she's saying like she has a lot of common contact, like a lot of contacts. So how do you kind of spread that out? How do you,
Oh.
make sure?
Easy.
Marsha,
Easy.
feel free to correct us if we got that
No,
wrong.
you're exactly right, Sarah. That's
Right.
exactly what I'm saying. Like you have to add value in some way, and
Yeah.
you can't possibly refer to, like, I can't refer to 10 accountants.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have the business to be able to do that, or the need from my clients to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So the way I do it is by meritocracy. Meritocracy. So how many deals have your accountant refer you? If they refer you 3 deals, and that the accountant has referred you the most deals, any possibility will go to him or her. Meritocracy. Who's sending you business? Support the people who are supporting you. And then if you have more bandwidth, I'll start. So sometimes if you send, let's say somebody send you only 1 mortgage in a year. Do you like that person? Do you guys like a person that refer you 1 mortgage? Either a client, a professional, anybody.
If it's 1, I don't think it's determined yet, right?
But I'll tell you one thing, sir. I like that person. They refer me a deal, and I made 3 grand, 4 grand, 2 grand, 5 grand, 10 grand.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like them. I really like them. So sometimes to keep people happy, you don't have to do much. Send them the one that you want to keep them happy. Send them maybe 1 deal a year, whether it funds or not. They'll remember. I remember people who have supported me in my career, and I'm thankful.
True. Yeah.
Doesn't have to be. I'm not expecting you, Marcia, to send 20 files to an accountant. If you do that, well, they're gonna love you, love you, love you, love you, love you 20 times over, right? But just meritocracy. Whoever send me deals, and sometimes realtors have told me, "Hey, Camilo, I'll send you a deal when I send me a deal." Say, "Great. Let me understand your business so you understand my business." And then I tell them that I'm realtor heavy. Like I have a lot of realtors that I know. And I said, so what I do is based on number of leads that they send me, then I reciprocate. So are you willing to send me a lot of deals? Oh, well, then maybe not. Maybe not everybody has to be a fit. By the way, from all the people that I have contacted, have I had a high failure rate? Yes. Yes.
And that's okay. Yeah. It's to be expected. Yeah.
Actually, Sarah, I don't think it's okay. It's a must.
Yeah.
Failure is the path to success.
Yeah.
You have to avoid failure. You have to go through failure to get to the other side. Show me somebody who has achieved anything in their life in any scope that has not failed.
True.
Because I think it's going to be ET, like a person out of the earth. Because here on earth, every single person that has achieved anything meaningful has to fail in order, is the way. Is actually, when you're failing, you should be happy. You should. I'm getting closer and closer.
Because you're learning. Yeah.
I know who are the people who never fail, the people who never do anything.
True.
So failure is amazing. Okay, so ask me if I have failed. Yes. How much? Big time. Painful? Heck yeah. But we're grown people, and nobody said that mortgage broking wasn't painful. We all know it's painful. So pick your pain. Painful of prospecting marketing, an emotional pain, or the pain of an empty bank account. There is no you cannot go outside of the pain. I'm sorry, guys. I wish I could, but I'm gonna be lying to you. Maybe in the future there's gonna be a way. Today I don't know what.
Yeah,
You
that's
have
a
to
good
pick your
point. It's gonna
pain.
be painful either way. Which type of pain do you want?
So this is the 5 leads per file strategy. Do you guys think that this is BS, or do you guys think that you can get five leads from every file? If nobody says anything, maybe they all think it's BS. Strong possibility. I like it. Thank you, guys. Thank you, girl. Okay, good. Now, let's say you do all this and you do what is uncomfortable. You realize that you have to take responsibility for your career and that you do what is uncomfortable because you need to spend energy and you need to contact existing and new people daily, and you block 4 hours a day. Okay? And you do it. Let's say, I'm going to assume that you guys are going to do it. And is it enough? There's a missing piece. Thank you, Stefan. There's a missing piece. Missing piece is if I go one time to all the sites like I did in Surrey and Langley, 25 of them, only one time, and I never go back, will they remember me in 5 months? Perhaps. Who knows? Most of them have already forgotten me. If I go and talk to that business owner one time, in 1 week, he's gonna remember. In 2 weeks, maybe in 3 weeks. I wanna believe that my personality is so nice that they will remember me forever. But reality is, Camilo, you're not that special. You're just a person. We all want to believe that we are unforgettable. Even if I stop doing things for my wife, she's gonna forget about me. I need to keep doing things for my wife every week of my life to keep her happy. So it's not enough that you guys are going to do all this activity. And please don't do all this if you don't have a follow-up system. The easiest way for me to do a follow-up system is another training that we did with Sarah, which is my newsletter strategy. So everybody that I connected on a face-to-face call or anything goes into my newsletter strategy. And I'm not going to go too deep into that strategy, but if you want, if you connect with me or send me a message, I'll send you also that recording, because that's very powerful, because a lot of those connections will not go to waste if you send them something where they will not unsubscribe for many years into the future. The objective of the newsletter, to be honest with you, most people have their objective. For me, is that they do not unsubscribe. Because then when they need a mortgage, they go, oh, where is this bald guy? Camilo, boom, my newsletter, boom, my contact details, new file from a person that I met 1 month, 1 year, 10 years. I just had a client that I haven't talked to in 10 years. He's coming back to me. It's a shame that I'm doing this training and I'm not contacting a client for 10 years. But I got too busy and I got into too many things. But because I had my newsletter strategy, he said, Camilo, do you remember? And I say, of course I remember you. What he was saying is, you haven't contacted me. Because, right? But he said, he was polite and he said, do you remember? Of course I remember you. And I right away said, and I apologize because I should have at least called you. No, I'm receiving your newsletter. So they're all good. I like about your kids. I like about whatever you're doing. And I know you're busy and blah, blah, blah. So the system is complete now with the newsletter strategy that you're gonna send every week to your clients. By the way, it's not mortgage related
No?
because
What is it?
you will bore them to death.
True.
For us, it's very exciting mortgages, but for them, it's not. Okay. Okay. Questions, guys.
Yeah, how are we doing, guys?
You can poke holes on this. You can say, Camilo, I don't think this works. I don't think, and I really like those challenges, by the way. If there's something that you disagree, I really like that because it makes me think in a different way.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We got lots of great feedback. Yeah, we're at the top, or we're past the top of the hour, so some people had to run, but thanks guys for tuning in. Fantastic info. Will there be access to the recording? Yes, I will get that out. If you want it kind of urgently, you can send me an email. My email address, and just put it in the chat, because it takes me a little bit of time to edit and put it up, but I'm happy to send you just the kind of raw version if you really need it. Love to know more about the newsletter. Yeah, we might have to have you back on to talk about newsletters at some point, because your newsletter is very good. It's very characteristic and personable, and which makes it interesting. It's not cold and just news related.
One more thing, those of you who are staying in the call, because I know I ran out of time, but I'm gonna tell you my honest truth.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys give doubling your income priority
Yes.
and implement
bigger priority.
this, the probability that you're gonna double your income are really high.
Yeah.
You just need to give priority to doubling your income. And if I were you, I would watch this session once a quarter.
Yeah.
I'm doubling and I will not let it go until I double my income.
I have to agree with that, I'd say. We all need reminders, right?
We all need reminders.
Yeah.
Review, and take full responsibility, guys.
Yeah.
You can double your income. Doesn't really matter the brokerage that you're in. That nothing matters. What matters is your commitment to yourself and taking full responsibility and knowing that you are a mortgage broker. The definition
Mm-hmm.
of a mortgage broker is a person that funds mortgages. If you don't fund mortgages, I'm sorry to tell you, you're licensed. You have a business card that says something that you are not doing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've been all very upfront today. Sorry, Sarah.
That's okay. We like it. Hey, sometimes we all need a little good verbal kick in the butt, so I like it.
Super.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining. Thank you so much, Camilo. That was really informative. It looks like everyone learned a lot. I think the time blocking thing was really cool to see too, just how you do that. And the newsletters, great advice. And guys, we'll see you last Monday of July. So make sure 2 p.m., 11 a.m. if you're PT time, sorry. And that topic is soon to be announced. Thanks again, Camilo. So good to see you.
Thank you, Sarah, very much.
Bye.
Bye, guys.